Hi, I'm Josh from the data team at Braze. In our last video, we introduced you to the concept of data latency, which is the delay between when data is generated and when it's available to use. This time, we'll be digging into data from Braze currents to determine how long it actually takes for our customers to be able to use the data that's generated within Braze. Currents is a Braze product and data streaming tool that allows brands to receive a continuous stream of granular event data, things like opening an app, visiting a website, or clicking in an email, and tracing those events down to the second. For our data latency analysis, we looked at over 34 billion of those currents events to determine the latency. We found that 73% of all currents events were processed within 1 minute, 93% were processed within 5 minutes, and 99% were processed within the day. We wondered where this latency could have been coming from. Our hypothesis was that the amount and extent of the latency would differ based on the event source. To investigate, we divided the currents data into two categories. First, we looked at device-generated events, which are events triggered by end-user activity, like a user opening an app, tapping on a push notification, or performing some type of custom event. Next, we looked at service-generated events, which are sent to Braze by third-party sources, like one of our over 50 integration partners, or an event that occurs on your app server, like when a push bounces, an email activity occurs, or an app uninstall is detected. We found that service-generated events generally had lower latency. Device-generated events accounted for 84% of all latency and 97% of all events late by over 15 minutes. That makes these events responsible for the most of the latency that we found. Let's think about why that might be. Have you ever tried to use your phone in less than optimal network conditions? Maybe you had a poor Wi-Fi signal, or you were in a remote location with a poor connection. Either way, your phone could not send or receive messages. These types of issues uniquely affect device-generated events over service-generated events, because device-generated events depend on a user's situation, the type of device they're using, their network connection, location, and even their settings. While service-generated events may still have some latency, they aren't dependent on a device or user to the extent that device-generated events are. Events like push bounces or uninstalls are logged primarily on your app servers, so it's expected that these service-generated events would have much lower latency. And while this is what we found when looking at our data here at Braze, you'll have to perform your own analysis to determine what's causing latency for your brand in order to set your own course of action. Every brand is different and faces a unique set of challenges when engaging with its users, so make sure your data is personalized to your brand's goals. And that's it for today. In our next video, we'll take a deeper look at why marketers should care about data latency and what it could mean for your users. Thanks for watching.